Today we get the pleasure to drive this beautiful 1957 Chevy two-door sedan with Bel Air trim. I love this car, and I'm sure you will after you watch this video as well. This 57 not only drives excellent, it looks amazing. It's got a nice stance, very straight body. The restoration done on this 1957 Chevy was done over 10 years ago by the previous owner. It was a rotisserie restored car, frame off restoration. So the bottom of the car is all painted in the correct red oxy primer. If you go to our website, coyoteclassics.com, you're going to see all the undercarriage, floors, frame, trunk, pictures. Inside the trunk's got a matching wide white still in the plastic. The inside of the trunk's all painted the correct color as well. So very, very nice driver quality 1957 Chevy. As we go underneath the hood, like I said, the previous owner had restored this car, frame off restoration for his father. It did a lot more sitting than driving, so when we got the car in, we had the two-speed Power Glide transmission completely overhauled by Amoco. So it does have warranty on the two-speed Power Glide. We put a brand new carburetor on it, put a brand new cam and lifters in it. So basically the drivetrain is very fresh on this 1957 Chevy. When I ordered the cam and everything, I ran all the numbers back then, and I'm pretty sure this was a 57 Chevy engine, from what I could tell on it. So it was a 283 engine. Kind of a date code correct, if not the original engine. As we look at the inner fenders, this car was completely painted all apart. They did a beautiful job when it was done. However, it does have a few little chips and nicks and stuff in it now. The firewall is painted beautifully. Inner fenders are painted nicely black. It runs absolutely perfect. Bottom side of the hood was very nicely detailed as well. Got beautiful lines here on the driver's side, matches up excellent to the top of the hood and the top of the fender. A couple little paint chips there. As we go into the correct Bel Air grille, light bar, front bumper, everything was re-chromed and stuff, but it was all done 10-12 years ago as well. Still looks really nice today. Like I said, in my opinion, this is definitely a local show quality car, not a national winner, nothing like that, but just an absolutely gorgeous 57 that you'd be able to jump right in and drive and enjoy. Look up and down the side, super straight. Beautiful little paint chip on that front fender on the passenger side. Lower fender is excellent, lower door is excellent. Over the wheel well is excellent. Does have the poly tires on it. I had this 57 up to 70 mile an hour, and it does not drive like biased tires. I mean, it goes down the road excellent. You'll see that in our video here to come. Paint on the doors in really nice shape. As far as their chrome, stuff like that, it's all been redone during restoration. That's all nice and clean. Windshield looks great. As we look at the white on the top of the roof, I don't see any hail damage, any dings, dents, anything like that. That's all nice and clean. Back window's nice and clean. The chrome on the quarters is in excellent shape. All the chrome up and down the sides was replaced. Same with the back bumper. Back bumper's shine is absolutely beautiful. It does have a nice sounding dual exhaust. Lower quarters, no bubbles or blisters over the rear wheel wells, more in front of the wheel. That all looks great. As far as our trunk lid looks good. We do have a few little paint imperfections right here at the very base of the trunk lid. A few paint imperfections. There's one tiny little bubble right there. Other than that, the trunk lid looks really nice. Nice and straight too, guys. Really pretty color. Painted wheels to match. All 5 wheels are painted to match. You know, if a guy wants to be particular with it, there's a little paint chip here in the white. Not a number 10 car, but an absolutely gorgeous car. It's something you can be proud of. Corner of the door looks good. As far as the interior, door panels, carpet, everything was restored at the same time of restoration. The only thing that wasn't restored was the headliner, guys, and I'll point that out in a little bit. But the paint on the dash was all redone, just as nice as the outside of the car. Jam paint, all the doors are painted off the car. All looks really nice. New scuff plates. When they did the paint and the jams, I mean, they did it correctly. They masked it all off straight with the two-tone. The window cranks have all been replaced. That chrome is excellent. The armrest bases and pads have been redone. The paint on the dash is gorgeous. The clock and the radio don't work. Heater fan does work. Horn works, gas gauge works, temp gauge works, speedometer works. It's got 4,281 miles showing on the odometer. If we look here at the carpet, they did just a beautiful job, guys. They did the high dollar carpet quality all the way up top here. All new vents up in there. The kick panels are new. Dome light works on it. The headliner, guys, is the original headliner. If it wasn't original, it was done a long time ago. So it had just a few, it's got some water spots or whatever you want to call it, probably around the edges of the headliner. So to be a show car, you'd want to redo that headliner. Back door panels are 100% redone, just like the fronts. The back seat, front seat, back shelf, all of that is completely redone and excellent. Seats are very comfortable as well. A lot of these old 50s cars, I mean, they look nice and people do a good body work and paint jobs and stuff on them, but they just don't run and drive like this 57 does. This car really has it all, guys. Driver's side's just as nice as the passenger. We look up the side, it's all been buffed and looks really good. There's some water spots or something on this chrome that needs to be polished up. You can see it here too. I don't know if just something didn't get wiped off quite right, but that needs to be buffed back out on that chrome. As far as our quarters, no bubbles or blisters, anything like that. All looks nice and clean. Corner of the door looks great. Bottom of the door in the front. Bottom of the front fender looks nice. As we look here on the chrome in this area, that all looks really clean. I mean, just all the stainless and chrome, guys, looks great. Even at the top of the doors, all this has all been redone. I was going down the road with it the other day and the mirror broke off. I don't know what happened there, so that needs to be fixed. We do have some paint imperfections right down here under the windshield area. Other than that, on the driver's side, it looks absolutely awesome. I don't see any major chips, scratches, bubbles, nothing except for that I just pointed out above below the windshield. This car just sits and idles awesome. Door gap's really nice. Shuts and opens well. Door panel, armrest, base, pads, all the handles and stuff, excellent. You know, when they did it, they did a great job, even with the wiring and stuff going in here to the doors. Did a nice job on the grommets. They just didn't skimp on anything. Like I said, when we got it in, we did the transmission cam lifters, new carburetor, just got it and all freshened up, ready to go. They did put in electric wipers, which is nice. So you got multi-speed electric wipers. They shut off and park properly. Again, our temp gauge is coming up. Gas gauge works. Heater works. Horn works. E-brake works. Can't drive the old cars without a little tune, so I like they left the original radio in here, so the dash looks beautiful. Put a nice, it's got a nice sounding front speaker in there, so you definitely listen to some tunes with that AM/FM cassette. Oil pressure gauge is in here. It's running about 28-30 pounds of oil pressure after it's all warmed up and idle. Rev it up right over to 60. Now, this right here, guys, is a cruise control, and I just tested it out the other day on my test drive, and it absolutely works perfect. So it's got cruise on and off. There's on and off, and that works. Let's take it for a spin. Again, 2-speed power glide, rebuilt by Amoco transmissions here in Mason City. They do a great job up there, and it does have warranty on the transmission. This thing just drives so sweet. And how many 57 Chevys out there, guys, with cruise control that works? Speedometer seems to work well. It's not bouncing around. As far as the front suspension, one finger on the wheel, straight down the road. Our brakes are great too. I mean, it almost feels like disc brakes on the front, guys, and I'm sure they're drum, but you hit the brakes, I mean, it just dives down right now, no pull left or right. Again, yeah, the brakes are phenomenal. So the steering's awesome, the brakes are awesome, it runs great, drives great. Transmission's been rebuilt. It's a really nice car. Got a beautiful day in Iowa to be driving this 57 Chevy. It's probably 75 degrees, middle of July. 60 mile an hour, bias tires, absolutely phenomenal down the road. Picks up speed well. We can feel confident on our braking if we have to stop in a hurry. I mean, it's right here. With all the gauges working, the way this car runs and drives, I wouldn't be afraid to jump in and go coast to coast with this 57 Chevy.